Okay, I get it. Right now, we don't know what Apple's reality headset is even going to be for. Nobody cares because VR is a thing, but nobody uses it all the time. Who do you know who spends an hour or more a day in VR? But then again, who do you know that used a phone for more than a handful of times a day before the iPhone? Or bought a tablet on purpose before the iPad? Apple changes the game with a lot of devices. Plus, we're almost sure to get our first glimpse at WWDC's Keynote on June the 5th. So here's 5 ways that Apple could dominate in the headset space. Want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours? Subscribe and ring the bell. First up, Apple is all about being productive, and to that end, it looks like the company is preparing everything you can do on the iPhone or the iPad to be able to be done in the headset. That means Apple's Office suite, iWork, is on the way. That's Pages, Numbers and Keynote. Is that a good thing? Maybe. It's hard to tell until we see it. But they're also throwing in your calendar, contacts, FreeForm, which is the collaboration whiteboard thing, and basically everything else that your iPhone comes with as standard, so you should be able to get real work done with this thing, at least once you're used to interacting with it via the rumoured AirKeyboard and the gestures that control your experience inside the visor. Second, you might not look as crazy as you think while you use it. Let me explain. Now, we've heard about 3 displays in the headset for some time, but it sounds like they're not all in the headset. The most likely option is that the third display, after Sony's pair of 4K micro LED displays that you would see on the inside, would actually be on the front external surface and show your eyes on the inside, which, assuming Apple nails it, will look like you're kind of wearing a pair of ski goggles that are transparent. You might look completely bonkers though. That's the other option. By the way, the renders that you're seeing right now are from David Lewis and Marcus C. Kane. You can check out David's podcast, including the one where I was a guest over at -16, also with Alex Gear and Tech. Drop them a sub, and of course, I'll take one too if you haven't done that yet. Third, before we talk about the ecosystem, cooling? Yes, I know it's a strange thing to pull up, but we're not just talking about the headset here, but what it can inherit from other products. Now, Apple's Reality Pro headset is suggested to include Fitness Plus workouts, and that's a great call. Things like Beat Saber, which is the favourite workout of Linus Sebastian. Now, Linus is the founder of Linus Tech Tips, which is a PC startup channel's favourite way to work out. Of course, beyond opening an insane multi-court badminton plaza that takes care of all the scoring for you through AR. For now, he's going to have to make do with Beat Saber or perhaps VR badminton. But do you want to be sweating in a VR headset? Perhaps not. Sweaty fabrics on your face, potential condensation in your field of view, don't sound that great. And especially with the price that we're thinking of here, which is around $3,000, you might want to be able to share this with other people. The face cushions are likely to be removable so you can wash them, and my guess is that they'll use magnets just like the AirPods Max headphones. But their aluminium construction means that a lot of people have found condensation inside the AirPods Max. However, we're hearing that there's going to be carbon fibre as a big part of the structure of these things as opposed to aluminium all over it, and also Apple makes some of the quietest fans on the market. Like some premium paintball goggles perhaps, Apple could include a small fan to keep air moving inside the device and keep your experience silent and fog-free. That being said, AirPods Max got wet inside exactly because the aluminium housing was external, meaning that any moisture in the air would condense on the inside of those ear cups because it's colder on the outside. Perhaps even Apple could use passive cooling for the chip, with the heat itself being dispersed via the lenses to avoid fogging and keep your view nice and clear. Number 4, Apple plans to have a full library of existing apps that can work with the headset from day one. Now, similar to how Apple Silicon M1 equipped Macs had access to pretty much all of the iPad apps on release, Apple could do the same thing with the headset and allow you to use iPad apps on the inside. That would be helpful. It's not going to be the perfect experience. It's going to be very 2D in a 3D environment. With a completely new platform, something is going to be undoubtedly better than nothing. Now, developers are almost certainly going to get the tools that they need to update their apps or create entirely new ones to embrace Apple Reality headsets features between WWDC and the likely public hardware release, which is going to be later on in the year. And 5th, and most likely the most important, Apple's ecosystem. You already know how to use an iPad or an iPhone, and much of the interface will be quite familiar. While other platforms use a literal home as your home screen in the headset, your Reality Pro will almost certainly be immediately friendly and intuitive for you to use. Now, how the headset will likely integrate with existing devices will make it even more compelling. The headset is likely to have a digital crown, just like the Apple Watch, that basically graduates between VR and AR mode, possibly termed transparency, just like on the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max, where you'll be able to interact with and see the real world with AR overlays through the cameras instead of being fully cocooned inside that virtual world. This will allow you to use a real keyboard, for example, for typing, or to interact with other devices like your iPhone. Now, many have speculated that the Reality Pro headset will also allow you to add virtual displays for apps around your Mac, but I have to say that's like the least imaginative or innovative use for something like this. Why just do what we can already do instead of finding new ways? Though, if the iPad is anything to go by, we all just want everything to be a Mac anyway. So are you excited for the headset? What will the killer feature be? Let me know down in the comments, and of course if you've got a question for the next video, use hashtag iCaveAnswers down there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours? Subscribe and ring the bell.